Guys, I had the craziest day today. This morning, I drove this car and I compared it against an S2000 AP2 and a Toyota GR86, same car that I owned previously before selling it and trading it in for that Amira. And something hit me that I want to share with you guys. It's the idea of flywheels. Flywheels and getting results that become easier and easier, or things kind of taking care of themselves almost automatically as time goes on. And I want to share how that applies to this car channel, and then we're going to apply it to your life as well. So this car channel I feel so grateful for, because today was such an experience. These are 3 cars that, if you're a JDM fan, a car fan, a driving enthusiast fan, you're gonna love these cars. And if you're into, I don't know, like being flashy and 0 to 60 times and drag racing, okay, probably not. But for those driving enthusiasts, to have these 3 cars at your disposal on the same road, on the same day, driving them back to back is such a special experience, and I felt so grateful. And speaking of that gratitude, I want to say big thanks to Cardinale Way Mazda for loaning me this ND3 Miata for the last week, as well as Nate from the On-Site YouTube channel and Limuel from the Limweezy YouTube channel, because they're the ones who provided their cars for review. And essentially, the reason that I'm in this place is because of a few key decisions. And I would never have been able to do this unless I quit plastic surgery residency. But it's so hard to see that, the downstream effects of doing something as drastic as quitting a career as a plastic surgeon. But here's why. If I was doing plastic surgery, there are going to be things that I'm not going to have enough time to do. First of all, doing car YouTube videos, I'm not going to have as much time. As a plastic surgeon, in training and then after training, you're working 60 to 70 hours after training and 80 to 90 hours during training. I guess that those exact hours are going to vary based on the program rotation, etc. But let's not focus on that. The issue is that you're working far too many hours to have something as sustainable as a car YouTube channel on the side as a hobby. If you want to exercise and be a great surgeon, you're not going to have that opportunity. But more importantly, the reason I was able to get access to the vehicles that I have access to and make the connections within the car YouTuber space that I have is because of Med School Insiders, my main YouTube channel. And that's now at, what, 1.75 million subscribers. When I first started this channel, we were still at like something like 1.5 million. And my personal channel, which is now around 240K. When I started this channel, probably around 200K. And the reason that's relevant is that when I was reaching out to companies like Mazda and Toyota to get loaner vehicles, or reaching out to other YouTubers even before that to say, hey guys, I want to become a car YouTuber too, here are my other channels, they took me seriously, because there's a lot of people that reach out to them. They've shared with me, a lot of dudes that try to slide into their DMs all the time. But they're like, hey, we took you seriously because you had a really successful YouTube channel. My channel, Med School Insiders, is well over 1 million subs. And even though I'm not in the car YouTube space, I clearly know a thing or two about YouTube and content, and I could provide some kind of value. So the flywheel here is this content flywheel. By being a content creator, it has made additional content creation much easier, because by connecting with these other YouTubers, I was able to get much better access to vehicles than I normally would have. That was a huge advantage, a huge leg up versus me doing this from scratch with no experience. These are the things that are harder to appreciate in the moment, because they're so far removed from those initial decisions. Like quitting plastic surgery allowed me to be a better entrepreneur. Being that better entrepreneur allowed me to, first of all, build MSI, but also focus on content. Focusing on content then allowed me to get involved with cars, one of my greatest passions since I was 3 years old. And it's so hard to connect those dots looking forward. You can only do that looking back, right? Now, how does this apply to your life? There are a few ways I think that young people, students, car enthusiasts, etc., can use the flywheels to their advantage. So, one thing is going to be finances. When you start investing, first of all, educate yourself on proper investing. Don't just go for like, you know, what was it, GameStop and like doing active trading or whatever. I'm not providing financial advice. I never do because I'm not a financial advisor. But I would say educate yourself, because once you are educated, once you make those great decisions about your finances and you have a portfolio that's now a sizable amount, it just starts snowballing and that compound interest takes over. And the amount you make in a single year might even be more than the contributions you added to it because of just the gains over time, long term. Compounding effect with your returns, logarithmic, it goes up. It's great to see. It's beautiful. You love it. But this flywheel also occurs in so many other aspects of life that we just don't appreciate, right? Something as simple as the outlook you have. I've noticed in myself when I am being a little cynical, I'm irritated, I'm not in a good mood, I'm not as polite and friendly to people, my existence just, the flywheel is going. I'm having this more and more unpleasant existence. But when I change things and I get a different flywheel started to say, hey, I'm just gonna be cheery and happy and friendly for no reason. It's just good vibes that I give out and come back to me. That flywheel just reinforces itself. It becomes easier and easier with time. And if you're one of those people that struggles with that, I'd say figure out what helps you get into that state. I actually love talking to strangers. I'm a bit extroverted, although I still have a lot of introverted tendencies. I really like quiet. I don't like loud noises, things like that. But speaking to strangers oftentimes puts me in a good mood. When I was single and dating people, that put me in a good mood often too. Being with you know, another person in public and interacting with strangers, that like, there's all these little patterns I've noticed that seem to put me into that mood more readily than others. If I'm stressed at work, if I'm sleep deprived, if I'm whatever, that decreases the likelihood, right? But ultimately, your life doesn't happen then in the future. Your life is now. So you want to figure out those things that are going to bring you that joy and happiness right now. And that's one of those flywheels that I find super powerful. Just vibing with other people, having these good times, it's underrated. And we just think that either we are or are not the friendly kind of person, but within your range of behavior, you can be more or less friendly. You can be more or less charismatic. You can be more or less loving. And when you tap into that and you dial that in, man, the days just feel brighter. Now let's go to something a little bit more tactical, practical. Let's talk about studying for those who are in school. If you study really hard and you hone your study strategies and you get really amazing grades, you're gonna get into a great med school. And you keep doing that in med school, you're gonna get really amazing results. You're gonna have insane numbers of publications. You're gonna get into the top residency programs, most competitive specialties, etc. And then, because that flywheel is going, you now can build from that. And now it becomes even easier to create a company like Med School Insiders, that you use your skill set, the thing that you spent so long building and honing and perfecting, to then provide value to others. And that's how that channel grew so fast. That's obviously the example that applies to me, but that studying and intentionality and integrity and doing your best, giving it your all, applies to more than just starting Med School Insiders, obviously, based on your career path, whether you want to be an engineer, a lawyer, whether you want to start car content, whether you want, like, whatever you want to do, think about the flywheels, think about the things that if you put in a lot of effort and perfect now, it will make the future things that you want easier and easier and easier. That's the secret. It's not a matter, you know, when I was younger, I thought that it was all about productivity. How much can you produce per unit time? And that actually is really important. I think that there's a ton of value to developing that skill set and maximizing that to a reasonable degree. But once you perfect that, then it makes more sense to then start using leverage and using technology or hiring people or leveraging media, right? Content. You create one piece of content and it's reaching millions of people, right? From the same amount of work. Those things start to make more and more sense over time. Because ultimately there is a limit to how productive a single person can be. Again, flywheels, you build those systems, you You start learning those technologies. You use Zapier for some automations. You start hiring start with like a cheap personal assistant from the Philippines is a really great place to start. The point here is that flywheels are often underappreciated and they're everywhere in life. I had so much appreciation today for the opportunity to drive these 3 vehicles. And that's only possible thanks to this flywheel effect. So think, how can the flywheel be applied to your life? Let me know how so with a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Much love, my friends. See you all in the next one.